After breaking this big baby ring story in Los Angeles, reporter Mark Sitko was transferred to a sister newspaper, The Graphic, in San Francisco. He changed his name to Daniel Leggett and got mixed up in a racketeering case with notorious gangster Smiley Freeman, a story recounted in Woman on the Run, released by Universal the following year. I'm joking, of course, but if you've seen these two films, you can't help but feel Dennis O'Keefe is playing the same smart-alecky reporter in both. O'Keefe began appearing in movies way back in 1930 when he was 22 years old. He appeared in many famous films of the era, including Cimarron, Scarface, Blonde Venus, I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang, and 42nd Street, although you'll have to scour the backgrounds to find him impersonating a cowpoke, a nightclubber, or a chorus boy. All of this was under his real name, Bud Flanagan. Bud's break came in 1937, when Clark Gable noticed him as a background dancer during production of Saratoga. Gable liked the kid's natural charm and easygoing manner, and he recommended him to the execs at MGM, who were soon putting Bud in more substantial roles. Edward Small became his agent, and after the name change to Dennis O'Keefe, he started appearing regularly in bigger roles, typically comedies like Brewster's Millions and Getting Gertie's Garter. But when Edward Small became a producer, writing the post-war trend in crime pictures, he turned O'Keefe, by then his only remaining client, into a film noir tough guy, headlining pictures like T-Men, Raw Deal, and Walk a Crooked Mile. O'Keefe was also a good writer. Under the pseudonym Jonathan Ricks, he wrote the screenplays for 3 films he starred in, 1949's Cover-Up and The Diamond Wizard and Angela, both 1954, which he also directed. Although I don't know this for a fact, I'm willing to bet that writer Irwin Gielgud based Abandon on an actual scandal that made national news at the end of the 40s. The Tennessee Children's Home Society Orphanage was a Memphis-based outfit very much like the one shown here. It was run by a woman named Georgia Tann, who from 1926 to 1950 kidnapped and sold more than 5,000 babies and children. Her henchmen often bribed pediatric nurses to provide Tann with newborns, telling the distraught parents the babies were stillborn. Or they'd simply steal kids off the street, typically in poor neighborhoods. She got away with it for more than 23 years, thanks to personal ties with Memphis Mayor E.H. Crump, arguably the most powerful municipal boss in the nation. Tann's racket was especially lucrative when blonde, blue-eyed babies were sold to affluent families from out of state, since those kids carried a higher price tag. Some of Tann's more well-known clients, who had no idea of the orphanage's corruption, included Joan Crawford, Lana Turner, and Dick Powell and June Allison. The racket was exposed by a social worker in 1950, and the scandal led to the demise of Crump's decade-long stranglehold on Memphis political power. As for the heavyweight face-off between Raymond Burr and Mike Mazurki, a memorably wild scene, it would not be the last time they shared the screen. Mazurki made 2 appearances on Perry Mason, including one, The Case of the Deadly Verdict, where the now svelte Raymond Burr got some revenge for the beating he suffered here, angrily whacking Big Mike in the gut with a medicine ball. Next week, we'll be revisited by one of Hollywood's most prolific and creative couples, the husband and wife team of Andrew and Virginia Stone, who wrote, produced, directed, and edited all their independently made movies. Cry Terror from 1958 is one of their most unique and exciting films, with a fantastic cast that includes James Mason, Rod Steiger, Inger Stevens, Angie Dickinson, Jack Klugman, and Neville Brand. You will not want to miss it. I'll be right here waiting for you. Until then, see you in the shadows.